I love going up there. Canadians making me care about curling every 4 years in the Olympics. Seen this crazy sport? Shuffleboard on ice with rocks and brooms. What the heck am I watching? And yet after 10 minutes, every time I'm shouting at the TV, sweep it, sweep it! Oh, come on! This guy sweeps like my grandmother. Sport came from Scotland. I don't know how bored they were around that ice fishing hole. Fergus, slide me that rock, eh? There's too much snow. Well, get the brooms, lad. We gotta send this to the new country.
By the way, I never went skiing till I was an adult. First time I went skiing was actually in Breckenridge, Colorado. And on the ski slopes of Breckenridge, Colorado, I found out the basic truth of human nature, which is that good skiers lie to new skiers. They say, I will take you skiing. They never leave. They never take you skiing. They leave you skiing. They take you to the top of mountains. Mountains with names like no one has made it yet. And Widow's Peak. And they leave you while they ski down the mountain. They jump over moguls, which I'm convinced are new skiers that did not make it all the way down.
Practice my curling move right off the bat. Did you see that? I went into curling mode. I watched it today at the hotel. Curling. Olympic sport. Two out-of-shape Olympic athletes throwing a truck rim down an ice rink. I'm from Iowa. I created that when I was 14. Every time my dad told me to take the garbage out, I'm like, whoa, it's way too cold. I'd stand at the top of the driveway and shove it right down the driveway. Neighbor kid's over there going, I can get it closer. He'd throw his down. I'm yelling at my mom, get the broom. She's out there sweeping. What are we doing?
I was raised by my mom. She raised me all by herself. And I didn't see anything wrong with being raised by a strong, single woman. I didn't see anything wrong with it when I was a kid. Yeah, she did her best, you know? She was broke, but she did her best. We could have used an extra salary, Dad. But yeah, she did her best, man. I really enjoyed growing up with my mom, but I didn't have a lot of the perks that a lot of kids with dads had. Like, I didn't get to watch my dad's favorite movie, like Scarface or Godfather, right? Growing up, my favorite movie was The Sound of Music. It was... I know the whole soundtrack. I didn't get to watch basketball and football on Sundays. My mom made me watch her favorite sport, which was figure skating. I wish I could sit here and tell you guys how much I hate figure skating. I love figure skating. It's an incredible sport. Have you seen it? Oh my God. The Winter Olympics. I really didn't see anything wrong with it until I invited my friends over one day. And they came up to my bedroom, and they're like, yo, who's that sexy girl on your wall? I was like, you mean Christy Yamaguchi? She's a queen, 2-time gold medalist. Oh, I used to love Christy Yamaguchi. She was my hero when I was a kid, man. I didn't want to be like Mike. I want to be like Christy. I really didn't see anything wrong with it until I was given an assignment by my teacher to dress up as our heroes. My childhood was cruel. It was terrible. Could you believe my mom, who didn't let me celebrate Halloween, let me dress up as a figure skater and go to school? Let me put on a onesie, a bedazzled onesie. I went to school. And I had to get my classmates to guess who I was. First guess was Prince. That was the first guess. Yeah. I was like, I'm an athlete. Prince? I don't know. What's going on? It was one of the saddest days. I was so upset that day. And I remember being in front of the class and seeing them start making all these gay jokes. It got really homophobic because kids are mean. And I was getting upset. I was sitting in front of my peers, and I was really embarrassed. And one of my classmates saw I was getting embarrassed, and he saw my eyes watering up. And he stood up. He was like, hey, what are we doing, okay? Every day, I go home to 2 dads. And what LeClerc just did, man, that's the gayest thing. It's the gayest thing I've ever seen, guys. And my dads sleep with their door open. I don't know what's going on, but take the feather out your hair, LeClerc. What are you doing? You need a dad? I got 2. I got an extra one. You can have my extra dad. I don't need...
So 2 weeks after the doctor tells me my heart's gonna blow up and I'm gonna make my wife a widow, she comes downstairs all excited and she says to me, I was thinking, Jeff, I was thinking. That's what she, are you married, sir? You know when your wife says she was thinking, all the air in your body goes right out, doesn't it? Because what she was thinking about is something she's gonna want you to do. You're not gonna wanna do it, but you're not a man anymore now, are you? Admit it, admit it! Neither am I, so. I've come up with a line of men's cologne for people like me. I'm calling it acquiescence. It's for real men who know when to comply. So I asked my wife, I said, what was you thinking about? That's what I said to her, what was you thinking about? She said, I was thinking about what the doctor said. We have to do something aerobically. I said, I don't think he said we, I think he said me. And she said, no, I think we should do something that's fun together, that's not exercise, something fun. I said, well, what'd you have in mind since you were thinking about it? She says to me, I always, that's the word she used, sir, always wanted to learn how to ski. Always. We've been married 33 years. It's the first I've heard of the skiing fetish. To my knowledge, we've watched 7 Winter Olympics together as man and wife. Never once while Lindsey Vonn was zipping down the slopes did my wife lean over and go, whoa, I really want to learn how to do that. I figured it out. I'm not taking up the sport that killed Sonny Bono at my age. You want the insurance money, you can poison me like other wives. I'll get a meal out of it. Kidding me? I tried skiing when I was in my 20s and I was coordinated. I got knocked unconscious by the chairlift. What more sign from God do you need? And if that wasn't humiliating enough, the insurance company wouldn't cover my head injury. Guy called me up at home and said, you got hit in the head with a chairlift? I said, yes, sir. He goes, well, that makes you a moron. And we consider that a pre-existing condition. They had me.
2010, I was in Vancouver. I got some tickets for the Olympic Games, and I got to see Luge, and they were interviewing this guy, this Luge legend, 38 years old, been in 4 Olympics, going to retire after the Olympics from Luge. I thought, how do you retire from that sport? It's laying down. It's not like you're going to lose a step, it's laying down. Laying down is the only skill you get better at every year you're alive. And eventually you master it. You can send a corpse down the hill and get a great time. The stiffer the better. Like, oh, Grandpa's going for it. Look at him. Then I had tickets to go see biathlon. You know what that is. Cross-country skiing and target shooting. How do you put those 2 oddball events together and come up with a sport? Hey, I know. Let's run the 110-meter high hurdles and change the brakes on a 79 Plymouth Fury. I'm the world's best. I interviewed the American. He was ranked 20th in the world, and they asked him, what are your chances? And I thought, you know what? You're skiing through the woods with a rifle. Pretty good. I'm coming out of the woods in first place under those circumstances. I'm low on ammo, but I'm in the lead. Did you guys follow me on that one? I shot everybody.
Some kids are extraordinary. One of my personal heroes is a young lady named Bethany Hamilton. A few years back, she was 13 years old, surfing, got attacked by a shark, got her arm bitten off. 3 weeks later, she's on TV surfing again with one arm. I went skiing 8 years ago. I fell, hit my ear, kinda stung, haven't been back.
I don't mind being single. Being single is fine with me. I just am reminded of it at weird moments. I went skiing. And at the top of the ski hill, there was this double black diamond ski run, and it was called the Widowmaker. And I was like, not for me. No. I don't make any widows. No. I feel like there needs to be a ski run for single people right next to that one. Just be like, the nobody misser. Just... the who's gonna feed his goldfish. Or my favorite would be, it will literally be 3 days before anybody even notices he's gone. That one sounds sad, right? That's sad. It is a legit concern for single people, though. You're like, if I die, no one's gonna know. The only people calling me are robots, and I don't even answer those. It's like, why would I answer that? By the way, this is the part of the show my mom can't pay attention to. Mom, I tell everybody whenever I'm going anywhere. I'm very safe. It wouldn't be 3 days. I'm very safe.
What a wonderful group this is. I had an interesting year, you know? Went snowboarding up in your mountains. That was fun. I love snowboarding. I love the lingo. The snowboarders are out there, they're out there shredding, getting gnarly. They'll yell things at you and you don't know what they're saying. You know, this guy yelled at me. He's like, nice still fish, dude, nice still fish. I'm like, gnarly torque feather to you. The other guy's like, awesome crab cakes, excellent bean dip. They're very poetic. This guy came up to me in the forest. He's like, to shred or not to shred? That is the question. Whether 'tis gnarlier in the pipe to sever the slings and arrows of outrich's fortune by ripping an old school alley-oop gym-bucking rail slide. Or to take arms against a sea of troubles by ripping a fat, grassy, revered half-carve. Aye! There's the rub, my gnarly, big-panted cousin. I didn't hesitate. I said, 2 half-pipes diverge in a wood. And I took the pipe less traveled by.
And that is the best I've felt since I've been here, seriously. Because I'm not happy because I'm cold. I don't like this, I'm cold. It's not cold to you people, you're white. It's not cold, I'm freezing. Don't get mad. You've seen the Winter Olympics, it's 3 of us and not counting commercials. So that is your Olympics, I am freezing. Nothing I hate more than cold weather. I hate cold weather. Cold weather, racism, New England Patriots. That's how much I hate cold weather. And I hate the Patriots. The Patriots can play the KKK, I'd be like, go Sheets, go Sheets, go Sheets, go Sheets. So I am really not happy right now. But I still got that, like, I'm still kind of like a little bit depressed. You know why? Because when I watch the Olympics, like on TV now, it's like, I realize I can't do that anymore. And it doesn't sound like much, but every man here will tell you, every man in the back of his mind always reserves that little space where we still think we can do a professional sport. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Ask every guy. Ladies, if your man watches the game like this, he still thinks he can do that. You know what I mean? And when you realize you can't, it's the worst feeling in the world, isn't it? I mean, I can't do, like I'm watching all the Olympic sports, I can't do, well, curling. I can be a curler. Curling is what happens when a janitor and a bowler have a kid. That's what curling is.
Big skiing out here, right? Yeah. Yeah, good for you. Here's the thing. I think that's something you have to start when you're young, no? I went last year, I did a charity event in Vail, Colorado. I've never been skiing before, right? So I'm with my friends, and I don't drink, and they're drinking. So we get there, and I get all the equipment, they go, let's do the Black Diamond Run. I don't know. I think maybe there's prizes. I don't know. I get up there, it's like looking over the edge of the Grand Canyon with snow on the walls, man. And they go, you guys are idiots, why'd you bring me up here? We're not idiots, we're drunk. Who's this really on? It's embarrassing. I'm out there, man, you know, and these little kids are whipping by. Shh, shh. And I'm like this. If I could catch you, I'd push you down. And I come around a corner, because this is how I ski. Come around a corner, and I realize the only thing keeping me from flying off the edge of that mountain is about a 6-foot high chain link fence. I'm thinking, that's just going to shred me as I fly through it. There'll be balls off his ski hats and mittens stuck up in there. Looks like a lint catcher in a giant dryer. Then they have these things called mogul fields. Moguls, as far as I can tell, moguls are just big humps in the snow where dead skiers are buried. They don't bring them all down, I'm guessing, you know.
And they have those round things on the pole right by the tip. The only thing I can figure those are for is so if you fall on the tip, it'll only go in so deep. It's all safety.